Hello and welcome to Design Inc. So you're an interior designer and you want to use Notion. You may have downloaded a few templates and had a bit of a play around, but you're not quite sure of it yet. So let me walk through why I use Notion as an interior designer, and I'll show you around an interface I created specifically for interior designers. So firstly, why do I use Notion? It's cheap and it's not very expensive to use, but on the flip side, you have to customize it so much that it is really intimidating and you can spend hours. I've been using Notion for nearly a year now, and I can only say that I've just come to terms with the full power of it, and I still have tons to learn. Next, it's customizable, but as I mentioned before, that can be a huge drawback. It's intimidating. You can build almost anything on it if you set your mind to it, but you have to know how. And it's impressive how open-ended it can be. But this is, of course, its difficulty. It also has a simple interface, but it can look kind of boring and messy if you're like me and your Notion is a living, breathing engine. But I've kind of tried to get over that and started not to pursue perfection. So let me tell you how I use Notion. So you might have started by spending money on someone's system. So you duplicate it, or it could even be free, and you use it sort of while watching the videos, but you're a bit afraid of really getting into it. You can't move things around because it may break someone's logic or database or something. So after buying a few templates and playing around in it, this was me. And the truth of the matter is that unless you have a really huge team and a really complex business, you don't really need a high-level database with a lot of functionality. The truth of the matter is Notion is buildable. So as long as you understand the foundations, it's pretty easy to grow from there. I have a few golden rules. Firstly, start simple. I like to start with the top page, and I think of that page like a wiki page or the home page of a website. Think of it like a container, and you need somewhere to store your stuff, right, where you can find it later. And you only need to know the following. You need to know what a page is and how to make one, how to enter things into the page that you might want to enter in, and how to connect it to other pages. The second thing you need to know is what a database is and how to make one and how to connect it to a page. And the third thing you need to know is make as few databases as possible instead. Learn how to tag your information and really manipulate that information within the database that you've put it in. And it's here to point out that I've done a few Notion courses which were based around templates. And I have to confess, it's pretty tempting to just buy something off the rack and try and make it fit. But just like a dress you buy off the rack, it never quite fits right. You're always slightly uncomfortable, and it's not quite as nice as something you had customized or had customized to fit you. So of all the courses that I've done, so I've done probably about 3, I stumbled across one by a guy called William Nutt. Now his course is very different to everyone else's. Instead of selling you a system, although I think he may have started selling templates, he's pivoted to teaching people according to his philosophy, which is be a builder and not a user. As a designer, designing is my thing after all, and being less concerned with the end result and just making sure that everything is there and I can access it is much more my thing. So let me take you through the home page and show you how you can build something similar. I'm not going to show you the basic tools. Other people can do that much better than I. I will just show you the functionality and basically how I put together this page. Later, we'll connect the page to a whole lot of other pages and create one database, maybe 2. So before I go, let me tell you that I'm soon to launch two courses, a branding for interior designers course and a websites for interior designers course. They are pretty cool courses and they'll take you through how to create a brand for your interior design business and then how to create a website for your interior design business. Like William Nutt, I'm going to show you how to build one rather than give you one. And this has a lot of advantages. So don't be intimidated. The tech is not difficult. The hardest part is all the information that goes into it. But I can't do that for you. So I hope you'll join me there. Let's look at our Notion interface. Now let's have a look at what we are going to create. I want to create something like this homepage. And let me just give you a bit of a walkthrough. We've got an icon here, a heading here, another heading here. We have 3 widgets, and I'll show you how to upload those. A links column here. We've got 4 call outs. So these are just colored differently. We've got another heading here, and I've also split the page into 4 columns here, and I've divided our tasks as interior design into projects, people, operations, and growth. So that includes sort of things like branding and implementation of branding. But our information really all goes into here. So one of the things that I want to note is I have created very limited databases. The main set of things is what we call our knowledge base. So it is every link to our knowledge base. The quick links is really a view of this base for things tagged quick links. So quick links are things that are that we use really often and that you might not want to go through the knowledge base to get to. So there's just only one database here. The other databases that are very important is a contacts database. I have put every person into that database. It doesn't matter whether they're suppliers or team or staff or people that you've met occasionally, colleagues, whatever. It's more important that you put it in one database so that you're not looking for databases, the right database to enter the information in. This is where Notion can get very messy. So what we do instead is create one database, and these other pages are views of the same database, just organized in a different way. And the last database that we have is, or that's a strict database, is materials. Because we're always looking at materials and so on, this is more a visual type of database, and it has a link. We can actually create a database and put a link into here. So you see this where it says contacts and this little arrow. This is what we call a relation. So we can just click here and then choose a person. So once we've created that item in the database, we can just link it to a page that's already been created to a person. And the same thing with a project gallery. We have a project that's already been created, a project gallery within a database for a particular project, and then we can link it to this page. So once you actually make sure that you are not really creating so many databases, that's the danger, is that you don't know where to put your information. So the fewer databases that you can create, the better. And we will jump in a later tutorial and look at how we actually do databases for these 3 things and how we link them all up. So let's go back to the home page here that we're going to create. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, I've already started creating this heading, and I've also created uploaded these icons. Now I get these icons from a site called Flat Icons, but there are many icons that are available for you within Notion. They tend to be, I don't know, a little bit ugly, but if you want to make it aesthetic, it might be worth actually getting a membership to Flat Icon, or in fact just using the free icons that you can find. You can also buy packs of icons from places like Creative Market and so on. So the next thing we want to do is add the heading, and we're going to call it My Interior Design Business Daily Dashboard. And then turn it into one. So we just click on the right buttons and we can actually make this a color. So we're going to give it a gray background, and we're going to make this writing. So we just highlight the writing, and then this pops up and we can make it orange or whatever color you like. Okay, then underneath we want to make a divider. So, and this is just for aesthetic reasons to set it apart. Now, the next thing we want to do is to put in these widgets here, and also these links. So the first thing is we can go to lots of widgets and download them. So some widgets is Indify. We've also got Widget Box. We've also got Flix. Oh, sorry, we've also got, this is Gridify. So I quite like this Flix Croc. So I'm just going to copy the link. So it's just an embed. So we're going to then go into here and we're going to go embed, EM, and you can see embed comes in, and then we're going to paste the link in and it'll embed it. The next thing we're going to do, the next one, so actually we need to find it first. Same place. So this is from a thing called Aption. And they're always in, so let's do this one actually, this Focus Minimalist Pomodoro Timer. I've got some different ones. Let's copy that. Okay, so let's go back here. And we'll embed. So let's just stick with these two widgets. What I'm going to do is move them side by side so that they look nice together. And then I'm going to create another, just a text. And this is going to be our links. So we'll make this capitals actually, links. And what we can do is drag it next to there, and that will push it to one side. And then we've got our quick links. And then we've got our knowledge base. Okay. So now we're going to create two call outs. So we're going to go call out, and we're just going to style the call out. So we're going to make it a to do today. Dash today. And we're going to style it by clicking the 6 buttons, and we're going to make it a color, and we're going to make it clear. So it's the default background. Now, then we're going to, just underneath, we're going to create a to-do. To-do, okay. And once we've done that, we can just drag this into here. And then we can hit duplicate, which is Command and D a few times. Oops. So Command D. Oops. D, Command D. So there's got two to-dos. We're going to just get rid of those spaces. Right, and then we're going to duplicate this whole thing. So Command D. Right, now we're going to move this next to that. Okay, and then that is going to be to do tomorrow. Whoop. Okay, so there we've got that. Now we can also duplicate this. Okay, so I want to duplicate the whole thing again. Okay, and now we want to put, this is going to be our daily habits. The first thing we want to do is color it gray. So we're just going to go into gray and give it a gray background. And instead of to-dos, we're going to call it daily habits. And we're going to type in all sorts of daily habits that you want to do. So exercise, we can drink water. We can meditate for 15 minutes. Whatever habits you have. So we can just delete these. And then we can copy this again. So let's just duplicate this. So Command D. And we're going to move this one beside it here. And this is going to be our, what we call our post-it. And these are just short notes. And we can just delete these. And we can just hit the enter to make it fit, and there we have it. So the next part is of our site is our interior design business HQ. And so we're just going to basically copy this up here and then just change the name. So let's just go back up here. So again, we just go over here and we go duplicate, and then we go duplicate. It's a lot easier to just, and we want to bring those down here, and that down here. There we go. And then, so that's done. So we want to just make sure we've changed the heading. So I'm just looking at my reference. So it's My Interior Design Business HQ. Okay, so HQ. Okay, now our HQ is into 4 columns. So this is where the trick lies, is putting these into 4 columns. It's pretty actually easy. So all you have to do is, again, we've got projects. So remember, all of these blocks can be turned into pages. So all you have to do, and we've got people, we've got operations, we've got growth. So we just highlight this, and we're going to make this turn into, let's make it heading 2, and then we're going to pull all of these beside each other. So the way we do it, we go here, we get that little line, you see the little blue line, and then we do the same here, and then we do the same here. So we're just looking for that little blue line, and there we are there. And now they're in 4 columns, and we want to give these backgrounds. So this is going to be, doesn't matter what color they are, we'll go gray, we'll go brown, we'll go color orange, and we'll go yellow for this one. Okay, so then each one of these is, so I've got a new, okay, let's just, new project template, and we're going to change in later videos. We're going to interior design, whoops, materials and FFE. We've got projects. Okay. Now here, we can just delete that. We want to make sure that these go under the right column. So we can just keep on, so contacts. So once we've done this, we can use this here and then fit it underneath there, and you can see here it'll, whoops, just make it go underneath there. Suppliers. So after we've created our call out, I now create another heading, and you can just do this by copying the one that you've already changed, moving it down. So as you know, you can just grab this and just drag it wherever you like, as we did with these 2 columns here. So you can see here, you can organize this any way you like. I've divided this into columns. So I've got projects, people, operations, and growth. And these underlines mean that they are a page. Now, as I mentioned before, I have 3 templates. I've got this interior design materials template, a contacts template, and these 2 are really just views of the same template. And then I've got this knowledge base template, and this quick links is just a view of the knowledge base. So next tutorial, I'm going to go out how to set up some of these things. So as you know, all of these are just pages. You just type in whatever you would like, and then we'll build out these pages to reflect the information that we're going to input. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time in the next tutorial.